Hey, what up, fools? Welcome back. If you're watching this, I love you. That much. Maybe a little less, actually, maybe micros. Not much at all, but thanks. Okay. All right, we're watching the world's luckiest people. Let's see how lucky these people really are.
These are the luckiest people in the world. Some people really are favored by fortune. If you've achieved your dream of owning a shiny new sports car, the last thing you want is for a truck to crash into it. Thankfully, this guy was around at just the right time.
Woo!
It's really not easy working in a kitchen. Accidents are bound to happen, but they become tragedies if a
pulled it out
whole
of that
pizza's
fire,
dropped.
too.
Target neutralized.
The last thing you need when you're working out is for your equipment to break. Had he been in the wrong position at the wrong time, things could have gone sour. But in this case, the timing was just right. Even the
So
simplest
lucky.
technology is out to get us. This garage door didn't want to go down, so the worker tried to force it. And let's just say things didn't exactly go to plan. I was close, but not close enough. It's easy for things to go wrong when you're skiing. What's not easy is walking away from your mistake looking as cool as this person
did look cool.
Sure, he plowed straight into the snow mound, but then
That roll was perfect.
there was the front roll and the march through to seal the deal. It seems as if there are two ways to win a game of Jenga. You either play carefully so you don't make any mistakes, or you use this guy's method. It's very impressive, but it shouldn't have worked. I have no idea what job
I don't agree. I don't know about shouldn't have worked. There's plenty of people, a lot of people that have done that before. So maybe it's not luck. I don't think it's luck. I think it's a bit of skill. Like when you pull the cloth from underneath the all the stuff on top of the table and all the stuff stays in the same spot. It's basically the same thing, I think.
it is they have. But one thing I do
Whoa.
know is that the guy in the front is in the wrong profession.
That's
This guy
cool.
could have taken an unexpected dip in the lake,
I
but
seen this
instead
before.
he
This
pulled
is
off an
crazy.
impossible save and actually came out of it looking cooler than he did to start off with. We all know the
Way cooler than
iconic
just the
bullet
flip.
dodging scene from The Matrix, but that's just fiction, right? It couldn't happen in real life. Well, I believed that until I saw this happen.
What are you talking
That
about?
was close.
That's not the same thing as a bullet. He could see the ball. Anyway, he's just talking really. I'm not really mad at the commentator or nothing, but it's not the same as dodging bullets. That's all I'm saying.
Did you know bowling balls could split in
Whoa!
half? Me neither. But despite his misfortune, he still managed to get his strike in the end.
Now that's luck.
There's a fine line between great stunts and horrible accidents. This snowboarder found that out the hard way. Now, I'm
That
not
was
sure
part of
whether
his
to call
plan.
that the trick of the century
That's
or
so
the
cool.
world's luckiest landing.
Look how clean it
This
was.
rapper was lucky enough to be on a stage when this magical moment happened to him. At least he had the option to keep his hat the second time round.
That
This
was
may be the
cool.
only time anyone ever dropped something and felt happy about it. That could have been the end for that phone, but instead it was given a second chance in the luckiest way possible. Cool. Ping pong can be pretty competitive, but there's not much you can do when you've got a
That was-
broken arm. Just
again.
one well-played
That's not luck. That was an accurate skill. It had to be. Look how clean it is.
ball whizzing
Look
off
at
the
that.
edge of the table and you're done for. Or
That was cool. I actually think that's super cool.
you could just pull off an amazing trick shot like this. We all know that to avoid being eaten by an animal, sometimes it's best to stay still and calm, and other times you should run. But as this man demonstrates, you never know which one it is until you really need it. You wouldn't
Wow.
think scraping ice off a sidewalk would be a very dangerous job, but that's because you
Oh!
don't live in Russia. Things seem to function
almost died.
differently over there, and this is the perfect example of that. Some people take their jobs more seriously than others. Anyone else would have dropped this box on the
Whoa.
floor and left it there.
She's cool.
Not this woman. She's better than that, and has the skills to back
I'm
up
just
her
pausing and
dedication.
playing. It's gonna be a
Sometimes
horrible
Mother
edit.
Nature lets us know things in ways we could have never imagined. Just make sure you pay attention to the first warning,
Whoa.
because the second
Whoa.
usually
Your
isn't
car
as
would be
kind.
so jacked
These
up to
Chinese
happen.
bridges are designed to terrify people by making them feel like they could fall through, but they're actually perfectly safe. Well,
Clearly
yes,
not.
until the safety cord slips off the harness. This guy had a seriously lucky escape. When you hear the phrase perfect timing,
That was
this
luck.
isn't usually what you
Oh!
picture, but you can't deny that's exactly what you've got. How do you check if it's safe to ski down a frozen
Whoa.
river? I don't have an answer, but I do know this isn't the
Yeah.
way. At least they made it. I just don't know how. Any
No.
normal person would be mopping up the
Oh,
floor
she's a
if this were to
ninja.
happen.
She. That was Spider-Man moment right there. That was cool. I wonder who saw that on camera.
Them. Luckily
at
for
this.
her rapid
Clean.
reflexes
Oh,
kicked in at just the right
literally,
time
she
to
didn't even
avoid that from
hesitate. That
happening.
was
It
beautiful.
doesn't matter how many times you practice something, it's bound to go wrong eventually. But you better hope that when that time comes, you have as much luck as this guy. Not even the movies have happy endings like that.
That was
It must be exhilarating
it
to stand
before.
at the top of a snow-covered
Oh.
mountain. It must be even more exciting when you almost create your own personal avalanche to get caught in. Well, terrifying
Yeah,
first,
so what do you
then
mean?
exciting when you realize you're still standing. Here's a kid discovering he has a unique talent. I don't know what else to call it. Nobody else could pull off a shot like that, but he doesn't just do it once. He pulls it off again with the very next ball. He
In this
seems
other
just as shocked
direction?
as everyone else. This guy was happy about his baseball skills and decided to end his batting with a flourish, but his full potential was revealed by mistake when the bat amazingly came to a standstill on its head. Then again, maybe it was just
That was
a fluke.
fancy.
Ever walked through a store without knowing what you need? I guess the decision was made a little easier for this guy. And for the record, I don't know why there were live fish in the supermarket in the first place.
I wonder where this guy's from. He doesn't think there's live fish in the some supermarkets. It just depends on where you go. I don't know why there's live fish in the supermarket.
Getting the ball between your opponent's legs in football is one thing. Getting it between four is impossible. I guess it was impossible, not anymore. You could say that Zeb Powell was pretty unlucky when he lost his balance in front of a huge crowd at the X Games.
It looks like
he
he
probably
was-
never makes mistakes like that
looks
when
like
he's
he's on a
alone,
wire.
but he
Look at
turned
that.
his luck on its head by pulling off this amazing recovery. It always pays to be aware of your surroundings. If this man was watching the game, he'd have noticed the ball racing toward him. Even without that, he should have at least spotted the crowd of people around him ducking for cover. That was close. This guy definitely didn't think he could
face would have
save
been
those
destroyed.
grades, and he sure didn't know he could do it in style. Unfortunately, I doubt he could do it again. This man was struggling, so his friend threw him a safety rope. Neither of them had any idea that the rope was about to become a vital lifeline.
He's climbing, he's falling.
Got you. I so got you.
This guy was trying to show off a trick shot
He
that
almost
would have been
died.
pretty impressive if he'd got it right on his own.
That guy's dope.
Most
Just the touch on it, just to get it in there, like, and then walked away like that was really clean. That the guy that was even doing the trick, he's good. So he had to like. I wonder what his reaction was when the guy just tapped it in like that. That guy was cool. I liked him. I don't know why. He just seems like a cool guy.
people need incredible skills to make that 1 in a million shot, but that's not always true. This kid clearly wasn't aiming well. He misses the goal by a mile, but he was accidentally right on target for a much
No
more
way.
difficult shot. He couldn't have done it if he'd tried.
That
I'm not
was
too sure who
amazing.
the lucky one is here. The guy who wiped out on his board or the girls he nearly crashed his board into? What even were the chances of their steps lining up so perfectly like that? Nearly everyone's bucket list features some kind of wildlife encounter, but be careful what you wish for. This man didn't even know he needed to worry when he suddenly found himself very nearly inside the mouth of a great white.
Wow.
This is a very specific type of luck because it's amazing, but it isn't actually lucky. Luck would have meant they got the points, but getting the points wouldn't have been as amazing as what happened here. I don't know what happened to cause this disaster, but I'm
Whoa.
glad I'm not the person who has to clean up the mess. Sometimes
didn't
you do
touch
things
anything.
greater than yourself. This man knows
That's
that
so
feeling.
cool.
He couldn't have done this if he
He flipped
tried,
the
but it
hat
still
flip.
happened. Of course, some accidents are worse than others. Like this man who lost a ski while
gonna
in
land on it,
midair.
isn't he?
That's definitely not the ideal moment for that
Oh,
to
he didn't
happen.
land on
But
it. And you know
against
how
all
cool-
odds, he managed to turn his
You know how cool it would have been if he landed on the ski thing after it did like all those flips and just landed on it? Like the one foot's cool, but I feel like it would have been cool if he has landed on both feet with both skis.
misfortune into an incredible stunt. When things were about to take a turn for
Yeah,
the worse,
boy.
he acted quickly to make sure that didn't happen. I don't know what's more impressive, his speed or his strength. Some pastimes have a little more at stake than others, but the people who enjoy dangerous sports also enjoy a tricky stunt or two. And that's great, because we get to witness moments like this. If bottle
Nice.
flipping became a sport, this guy would be the first Olympic gold medalist. I don't know about you, but I can't catch a
How many
frisbee
times did you
coming from
practice
behind.
that?
But that's only the first step. The more I watch it, the
Sheesh.
more impossible it looks. This kid was certain he'd totally missed his shot. Let's face it, that throw was way off target, but the ball had other ideas. It bounced
Whoa, where'd it
perfectly
bounce
off the
off
rails
of?
and straight into the basket.
Wow.
Journalists are always putting themselves into risky situations, but none of them are like this woman. I guess she assumes she's pretty safe since she's live on the air, but but not this time. I'll bet she had no idea
No.
how close that helicopter was when she took that
Look
little
at
step
that.
to the side. This
It was
singer's
knock
crowd
her head
walking could
off.
have made him look like a laughingstock if this rogue cup of beer had landed full in the face, which you can bet was the intention of the person who threw it.
Did he even look at
everything
it?
came together so perfectly
He
for
looked at
him
it.
that
He
he ended
barely
up
looked at
looking
it.
more cool and in control than he was to begin with. It's not every day a house falls on top
Yeah,
of a
I was
car
happy.
while you're walking past, but he didn't mind. He stopped for a moment just to make sure he wasn't caught in the crossfire, and he just kept on walking without giving it a second thought. His life must
kept on
be so
walking.
easy.
Well, there was that video. That was interesting. I kind of liked that video. Well, hope you guys liked it. So like it. If you didn't like it anyway. If you like me, give me a hug when you see me ever. Bye.